Om Ganeshaya Namaha, Om Saraswatyaya Namaha, Om Sri Lakshmiyaya Namaha, Om Umaya Namaha, Om Devi Bhagavati. Once more, the Munis of the six illustrious families are gathered in the Nemes One, sacred forest sanctified for ancient revelations. In their midst sits Sut Romaharshan, fearless Pauranik who has learned his lore from Krishna Dvaipayan, the awesome Vedvyas himself. Sonak, the eldest among the Munis, says, Profound Sut, we Brahmins have come to your feet today in terror of the advent of the Kali Yuga. We have heard that listening to the holy Bhagavatam of the Devi can free us from samsara, this endless round of births and deaths. Master, we would hear the immortal Devi Bhagavatam from your lips. Sut says, Fortunate am I that the wise want to hear the Puran from me. Brahmins, I bow at the lotus feet of the Mother of the Universe before I begin. Om. Everyone knows that Brahma created the worlds. Yet Brahma is born in the lotus that sprouts from Vishnu's navel. Then again, Narayan rests upon his serpent, Anant, who lies upon the ocean, Ekarna. We ask ourselves, from what primal source has this infinite sea come? And we turn for sanctuary to the source, the mother of all things, the Devi. Thus begins Sutta Romaharshan in his voice that is quiet as an ocean deep. He pauses, his eyes shut, his body still. After a moment, Sonak murmurs, My Lord Sut, when we grew afraid of the looming Kali Yuga, we went to Brahma in his palace at the heart of a wondrous Brahmavan. We plucked a mystic wheel from his mind and cast it down into the world. He said to us, Munis, where this wheel falls, there remain until the feral Kali Yuga ends and a blessed Satyug dawns over the world again. The wheel will protect you, for the Kali will not enter its confines. The wheel from the Pitama's mind fell here in this Nemes one, and when we entered within its boundary, the luminous thing melted into the ground like violet fire. So here we remain, in this auspicious forest, waiting for the Kali to end. And we are fortunate indeed that you have come among us, Master, to bless our long wait with the precious Puran. Sut draws a deep breath, and his eyes still shut, continues. Hear of the birth of Vyasa's son Sukdev, who first expounded the Puran in the world, as he heard it from his father. Once Vyas, the son of the fisher girl Satyavati, sat in his ashram on the banks of the golden river Saraswati when he saw two sparrows feeding their newly hatched chick. Never had Vyas seen such adoration in any living creatures as he saw in those parent birds. As they thrust the food they softened in their own beaks into their child's gaping mouth. Never had he seen such love, such ecstasy, such devotion. Vyas thought, if these sparrows who will never see their child again, once he can fly, love their young one so much, how much more will a man who expects the world of his son? Ah, surely, to caress and nurture one's own son is the greatest joy that exists in this world. Moreover, how can a man die in peace unless he has a son to whom he can leave his wisdom and his earthly possessions? A son who will touch fire to his corpse and perform his last rites so his soul can rise up to heaven? Vyas decided that no man can be fulfilled unless he has a son, and his mind turned to how he himself could become a father without delay. The good Muni set out for Meru to perform tapasya, so he would be blessed with a son. When he arrived on that holiest of mountains, he built an ashram for himself, then wondered, which god shall I worship now? Which one will grant me my desire most swiftly? Shall I pray to Vishnu, Brahma, Shiv, Indra, Surya, Ganpati, Agni, Kartikeya, Varun? Suddenly he heard someone softly plucking on a veena and saw that the wandering Rishi Narad had arrived there, as though by chance. Vyas warmly welcomed Narad with Madhurpark and Arghya, and they sat together on their bhasanas. Narad said, Dwaipayan, you seem careworn. Tell me what troubles you. Vyas smiled wanly and replied, Muni, the man who has no son leads an aimless life, and I am uncertain which god I should worship to have a son of my own. Narad laughed delightedly. Dwaipayan, knower of the ambrosial Puran, once my father Brahma asked Vishnu the very same question. At once Narayan lapsed into yoga, a deep trance. Amazed, Brahma said, Lord of the universe, what samadhi are you plunged in? Whom do you worship, O cause of causes? At your word, the sun ranges the sky, fire burns, and the wind blows. I, who am the Lord of creation, was born in the lotus sprung from your navel. Padmanabha, you are the greatest of all the great. Yet here I find you at worship. Who is worthy of your devotion, Narayan? Vishnu said with a smile on his perfect face. Brahm, indeed you create, I preserve, and Rudra destroys the universes. Yet without Shakti, the three of us would be inert, powerless. Mahashakti, the goddess, is the highest power of all, and she animates the rest of us. It is her I worship, Brahm. Who else? It is by her wish that I incarnate as Matsya and Kurma, Varaha, Narsimha, and all the rest. It is by her will that I once had my head severed and a horse's head set upon my neck. There is none I know of higher than Parshakti, and it is upon her that I meditate, said Narad to Vyas, adding, So, friend Dwaipayan, you had also best worship the Devi for your boon. After a while, Narad left, and Dwaipayan, sitting in Padmasan, began to worship the Devi Bhagavati, says Sutas Romaharshan to the Munis of the Naimis, athirst for his Devi Puran.